Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is on maternity leave, so Lauren LaRosa is filling in. And we got our niece with us today, Nyla.
Big Nyla.
All right, and we got a special guest in the building. We have October London. Welcome, brother.
What's up? What's up?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good, man. Yeah.
Is it hard to put on a double-vested suit and tie ensemble in the morning?
Not at all. Not
Easy.
at all. I actually love it. Yeah.
Fresh look. Very fresh look.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I sleep in it on the bus. I do.
Now you're signed to Death Row
Yeah.
with Snoop.
Yeah.
Now talk about how you got the deal and how he heard you and how that all came together for people that don't know.
Yeah. So I was actually on my way to graduating truck driving school.
Trucking school.
Trucking school.
You
Yeah.
had your CDL?
No, I quit right before I did it.
He be going hard at trucking sometimes, though.
I was about
I love
to.
truckers. I just don't like how they drive.
Yeah, it's a lot to it, but I was about to. I didn't do it because I ended up linking up with Jazzy Faye. I end up, linking up with him through a friend of a friend, and I got his number, and I text him like, "Yo, I got these records, blah 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 blah." But I was sending them records. They were rap records. They were records for Future. They were records for all these other artists.
You were producing.
Yeah, I was producing. And I was writing them
Doing
also.
hooks in
So
as well,
yeah, putting hooks on them, and I happened to just kind of sneak in one of my songs that I did called Colorblind that had that kind of Marvin lane. And I sent it to him. I just waited, and he hit me back and was like, "Yo, you got some heat. I'm linking up with somebody." He didn't tell me who it was. He was like, "I'm not going to tell you who it is or anything like that, but I'm linking up with somebody like really important legend in the game. I might play it for him." I was like, "Oh, awesome, cool."
You thought he was BSing.
Yeah. It's I've been through the ringer, so I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So I kept going back to school, all that kind of stuff as far as trucking. And we kept, conversation on and off. So that was like December when I got to talking to him first. So fast forward to about February, and he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, you remember I told you I was going to play your records for someone?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I'm going to have him call you, or we're going to call you together, and you can talk to him and he can, tell you what's up." I was like, "All right, cool."
What year was this?
This was 2016 now.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, this 16. And the night before the Super Bowl, he hit me up and was like, "Yo, I got that person online. Hold on just a second." And he was with him. And he was like, "Yo, it's the big homie Snoop Dogg, man. I'm a big fan." I was like, "Oh."
How did you feel?
Honestly, I was like, this got to be a joke.
That was BS. It was AI generated.
I was like, yeah. At that point, I'm like, nah, this can't be real. And yeah, it was real. And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fly you out. Me and Jazzy gonna link up, talk about how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it together." I said, "Okay, cool." And a couple of days after that, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna fly you out around March." So I got there March 16, 2016, and that was a wrap. That's when I met him.
But why just throw away the CDL dream? We need a lot more truck
Shut
drivers.
up, man.
But I mean, you was right there. Like,
Man,
why?
He was right there.
I was right there, but I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me at that. I mean, I'm not gonna pass up opportunity to link with Snoop.
I guess the question I'm really asking about is just faith. Like, how does your discernment say, "Man, even though I've been doing this for so long and I'm right there, I'm gonna have faith in this situation over here to come through"?
I don't know. I believe in God, so I just kind of was going off of Him, and I really was like, "No, this is gonna be messed up. You need to go stick with this. Do the 9 to 5. It's just gonna be another obstacle. You're not gonna make it." The same thing I've been doing for years at this point. I've been, "Oh, it's about to be on. Oh, now it's not happening. Oh, it's about to be on. Oh, I've done that several times over." So at first I was kind of skeptical. I was like, "Man, you're gonna go out here. Snoop's gonna hear your music. He's gonna say, 'Okay, cool. You're gonna do one song. It's not gonna go nowhere.'" What I'm thinking a million things, and it just happened. We got there. Me and him clicked. Me and him both are Libras, so we did one song. He played one beat. He's like, "Yo, I want you to hear this track." He played it. It's called Top Down. I think it's out still, and he played that record, and I instantly started writing to it, and I had a hook really quick. And he was like, "Damn, okay, all right." He's like, "Go in the studio and record it." Went in there, recorded it. He put his verse on there. He's like, "All right, let me do something else." Put another beat, and then I did that one really quick. And he was like, "Okay, so you got a little work ethic." And then me and him for the next 6 months, maybe 3 to 6 months, were just back and forth working on each other's like work ethic. He was like, "Okay, you're for real. You're for real."
How did your family feel about you being like, "Oh, okay, I was this close, but I'm gonna just go over here and do this thing"? Because they've been riding the waves with you, right?
Yeah, they've been riding the waves with me for a long time, but they've been really supportive. family, friends, everybody's been supportive. I don't know how many times I've called my boy Jamie.
But they in the business though. Your mom's a singer. Your dad's
My dad was in the business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my dad was in the business. He toured and toured with Earth, Wind and Fire and all that. Probably opening up for him, something like that. But it never really reached this level. So he's ecstatic.
Got you. So that's where you're so full. Like your household was full of music.
Absolutely.
And I hear it in all the songs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up on before even listening to even rap or even Snoop or anything. I was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire. I was listening to Confunction. I was listening to so many artists. Frankie Beverly, rest in peace. So I've been listening to old school for a while, and then I started listening to jazz, and I started getting into that more, a little bit of Miles Davis. So as far as music goes, I'm all across the board.
Now
So
you also
where were you before you got the call to go to LA? Because how does the truck driver connect with Jazzy Faye?
Well, I mean, it was just because my boy knew somebody that knew somebody. It was that whole you got to know somebody kind of aspect to it. So, my boy DeMarco Black called me and was like, yo, come over to the house. I got this contact. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, I really don't want to do this, man. I'm about to do this 9 to 5 thing, man. I'm tired. I don't want to, I went over there. I was like, okay, cool. Let's make this call. And then we ended up making the call, and it just worked out.
Were you doing all of this in Indiana, or did you venture out to another city?
Yeah, I was doing all this in South Bend, Indiana. Yeah.
South Bend, Indiana. That's where Mayor Pete used to be. Pete Buttigieg used to be the
That's
mayor.
right. Yeah. He gave me the proclamation before he dipped out of office.
What kind of town is that? That must be like a progressive town if they elected the first. Well, I don't know if he's the first gay man. Well, he had to be the first gay man in South Bend, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's you have Notre Dame. I live right across the street from Notre Dame, so you have that. But yeah, it's a college town. It's very, it's not too small, and it's not a big town at all. But yeah.
He gave you a key to the city? Or?
No, he gave me the option. He said either I can give you the key to the city because he had heard Colorblind and saw where I was going with it, and it's not. South Bend is definitely not musically inclined at all. It's more sports. It's Notre Dame or it's Colts or it's all that kind of stuff. So he was like, you can either have the key to the city, you can have the proclamation. I was like, okay, well, what does the key to the city even open up? Well, he's like, nothing. But you can have this proclamation. And I was like,
you really asked that?
Yeah. I was like, well, I mean, I knew, but I was just like, I was kind of being, I was jokey
what
with him.
Like,
mine? Yeah, what door is that? What is this? Are you
Gotcha.
What am I getting off of this? And he was like, no, it's just, I was like, no. I was like, no, I'm good. I was like, what's the proclamation?
But go ahead.
Yeah. I was like,
just let it go. Just let it go.
Just let it go.
He's a great dude, though. Secretary Pete's a great dude.
Yeah. No, he's good. He's good. So it was like the proclamation, you have your own day, and they have to celebrate you for the rest of your life on this day. And I was like, I'll take that.
Now, you signed to Death Row. Were you nervous to sign to Death Row? Because this was the relaunch of Death Row. And I'm sure, with icons like Pac and Snoop and DPG and all that. I'm sure people were assuming the first one was going to be a rapper, right? A hardcore rapper. Yeah. But it was you. Was you nervous at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. I just knew. I was in the room when he was finishing the call, like, deal's done. Okay, cool. I was like, bet, this is going to be dope for you, man. You're going to find some dope rapper out of L.A. or somewhere like that. And he was like, no, it's going to be you. I'm like, what? Like, that don't even make sense. This is a gangster rap label. Like, I thought we was doing this other thing. He was like, no, you're going to be the flagship for Death Row. I was like,
Jesus Christ, I better learn how to crib walk.
Yeah, like, not really, I'm working on it. But I'm just like, man, I don't know if that's going to work out, but it's Snoop. You kind of roll with that, and it worked out. It was just, we were like, we're going to put out this R&B album, whatever this R&B album was going to be. We didn't figure out what it was. He knows I'm a multi-genre artist, so he's like, we're going to figure it out along the way, but you're going to be the first person that we put out. And I was like,
Is any
okay.
Death Row, legacy, like Dr. Dre or Suge, commented on your work?
Yeah, Dr. Dre has for sure. Yeah. I've been in the studio with Dr. Dre several times. I'm actually on the new Dre and Snoop album that's coming out this year.
Missionary.
Yeah, Missionary. Crazy title. I love it. I love it. So I've been able to hear that whole album in full, and that album sounds incredible, by the way. So shout out to Dre and
It's
Snoop.
on that level? Is it? Because, it's a lot of expectation, Dre and Snoop. They saying it's the follow-up to Doggy Style. It's a lot of expectation.
It's amazing.
It meets the mark.
It hits the mark, definitely. So, Dre definitely loves my music. I've played him other stuff too, but he really loves, and even that track that I'm on is very Marvin Gaye-esque because he loves Marvin.
Wait, now I'm being nosy. Is the project cohesive? Like, is there a message with Missionary or like? Or
I don't want to give too much. Yeah, I don't want to give too much. I don't want to, I don't need Dre calling me. I do not need that.
What happened with the Marvin Gaye? Wasn't Dre doing they were doing a Marvin Gaye movie and he was doing the soundtrack? Were you involved in that?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that there was a soundtrack or something like that or a movie, but I don't know where it was going. And I think I was going to be a part of that, but I haven't really heard anything on it, so I don't know.
When you put out the Rebirth of Marvin, I thought you was bugging.
I know. I saw it.
Because I felt like you was putting too much pressure on yourself, because when you compare yourself to mythical, iconic ghosts like Marvin, that's an impossible bar to reach. So what was your mindset when you put that up?
I didn't. That album was not supposed to come out. That album was not. I wasn't trying to be Marvin. I'm not trying to fill his shoes. I'm not trying to do any of that. That's not what I was trying to do. Like I said, I'm a multi-genre artist. I just go off of vibes. So if I'm feeling, today I'm going to do pop today, then I'm going to go in the studio, probably knock out a whole pop album real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and set it aside because that's what I'm feeling. So I go off of feeling the music and what I'm feeling at that time. So I was in the studio, and if you've been to Snoop's compound, he plays music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week through the hallways. And at that time, I was in the studio just going through stuff and trying to figure out what track I was going to do next. And Marvin played like 3-4 times. So then instantly in my head, I'm already in that zone. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, cool. Then Snoop sent over a track, and I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I started doing it. And I was like, oh, it sounds a little bit Marvin, but I'm just going to keep doing it, whatever. Liked it so much that I was like, I'm going to do another track. And then Snoop came in and was like, yo, this is really dope. Let me know when you finish with it, because he knows I like to work in spurts. So I don't do just one track and go to the next. Like, I'm like, well, if I've done 2, I might as well do 8 more and make it an album. Mm-hmm. And I just put it up. I have a bunch of records just put up. I finished the record in like a week. Rebirth of Marvin was done in a week. I pretty much freestyled the whole thing as far as freestyle. I know it's different, but it's like going up to the mic and just kind of saying what I feel. Mm-hmm. Did that. Like, Back to Your Place was done in an hour. Mulholland Drive was done in an hour. Both of those went number 1.
Wow.
So that's how I do all of my music. So I put it away. I was like, all right, that was fun. I was in that Marvin lane. Great. Let me put it aside now. Let me get on this Bryson Tiller lane real quick, because that's what I wanted to put out. That's what I thought Dog wanted me to do. And that's not what happened. Dog came in and was like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just putting it up. I'm going to start on this. He was like, no. We're putting this out. And I was like, no, nobody want to hear old school right now. He's like, trust me. The lane is open. Nobody's doing it right now. Let's just do it. All right, cool. But it sounds a little bit like Marvin. He's like, no, don't worry about that. I'm like, they're going to chew me. They're going to chew my ass up. So, we started sitting with the album. Back to Your, we put it out. We didn't even pick a single. We let the audience pick. Mm-hmm. They picked Back to Your Place. They picked Mulholland Drive.
You know how many girls I know that love Back to Your Place?
For real?
Yes.
That song is. I didn't even.
Yes.
I forget what I was playing, but I think it might have been maybe on Instagram. But that song, I was like, "What is this song?" I was telling Envy that is how I found you, because of the song. I didn't know who you were, and then I heard the song, and I was like, "Who is October Land?" I started googling. I'm like, "Death Row." Like, it just. All of
weird.
It, yeah, but it made me, I was so interested. I'm like, okay, if Death Row is going to go for this type of sonic sound, he has to be talented. So it made me want to listen to more, because it just was completely different than what I thought it would be. But I know that, like, some people did have things to say, but a lot of people love the music because it sounds good. But I know that Ziola Gay, who's Marvin Gaye's sister, she had made some comments that she liked the music, but she did say that she was just confused why you would want to sound like another person and not do original songs. Like, what do you get out of it? Yeah. Did you get to have a conversation with her or any of his family? Or
yeah, I did. Seemed like she was mad as hell at me, which I knew that was going to happen. I was like, and Dog wanted to name it Rebirth of Marvin. I did not. I was like, let's just call it The Rebirth. I tried to push towards that, but, I'm following, at this point. I'm like, okay, all right, Dog has a plan. I'm just going to go with it. He's been right this whole time. I've been with him for a long time. I know him. Let's just do that. And we called it Rebirth of Marvin because that's what he wanted to title it. And then, she was not happy about that, because she was like, yeah, you can sing. That's great. But you sound like my brother a little bit, and it's freaking me out. And I was like, that's cool. I just wish at that point she didn't go, on wax and say all this stuff. Media, and I wish she just would have called me or called Dog or somebody like that, because then people got on her that love my music, that love Back to Your Place. So then they attacked her, and I'm like, we have to stop this. But then, we ended up getting on a call together, me and a few of the other family members, and they were like, we completely support you. We understand now that you're not trying to be Marvin. You don't even want to fill his shoes or anything like that. You were just in a vibe. And I was like, that's what I've been trying to tell everyone. Like, that's not me. I was just feeling something.
For people that never heard you, right? Because we're introducing you to some people that might not never heard you. listening, some people might think that you are mimicking artists, right? Because you just said I was in a Marvin zone and then I was in a Bryson zone.
Yeah.
So
even on the new album, it's like old, sounds like old
R. Kelly a little
from
bit.
Public Announcement.
So who is October London, and where does the sound come from? Because when I first heard, I thought it was like, well, that's his voice. He can't change his voice.
Right.
If he sounds like Marvin, he sounds like Marvin. You know what I mean? But who is October London then?
Yeah, October London is okay. So this new album, October Nights, it's more of a transitional album. It's getting out of that lane. I'm finally being like, okay, guys, let's get away from this. When you start the album, you know, you have Touch on Me and all those records like that, and then like you said, R. Kelly's been, you know, my top #1 artist because I mean the writing style. I mean, come on, it's Kel's. Then once you get towards the end of the album, where you have the big record called Time, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like those records, that's me. Like enjoying myself. And then the third album, obviously, whenever I do that, then you're gonna get all of me. But right now, it's just kind of showing people that I can do these waves, and I know that we're missing this sound. I'm not necessarily taken from everybody. I just have been listening to everybody so much, like Kells and Ronald Isley and all that. I just take just a little bit, put it here, but I don't really take from them. I'm just taking that vibe to give you that vibe, give you that love and that pain and that you know what you feel, what we've been feeling for years. So
though this is a transition project, I still feel like sonically production kind of sounds cohesive. Do you have like a built-in team that you work with, or did you decide to work with new people for this project?
I mean, usually, and Snoop will tell you, usually I do everything myself. Like I write, I produce, I mix, I master, I engineer myself because I'm like, I got to get it done right now. Like if I feel something, I need to get done right. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, hey, engineer, what's up? Oh, I can be there at 4 o'clock. No, I got to feel this now. So I learned to do all this stuff on my own. So I do on this album, on October Nights, I teamed up with producers like Jeff Giddy, Pooh Bear. I got with Babyface. You know, obviously Snoop executive produced the album as well. And I got with my homie Superfly also. Everybody knows Superfly.
Legend.
So yeah, legend in the game. So he came through, put his spin on it as well. And it came out really well because we had kind of went through a thing where I submitted like this album and we're like, all right, let's change this. Let's put horns here. Let's do this. And it just turned out so beautiful. I love it.
I would love to know what the Babyface sessions were like, because I know Babyface, he didn't want you to come in on nothing except for you, I'm sure. So what was that energy like?
It was good energy, man. We pulled up. He was just ready to get down to business like immediately. There was no, oh, let's kick it and chill. Let's eat. Let's have a little breakfast and all. He was just like, all right, you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's go in there. And we did the session. We knocked it out. It didn't even take all day, really. He went to writing it. I just let him do his thing. Because, you know, you're in front of a legend. I'm not trying to be like, well, I do this and that. I'm not about to do that. I'm about to sit here and what you need me to do.
Give you a lot of coaching? Like,
yeah, I mean, he did, man. In the lab, we actually, it was a lot. I'm not going, okay, I can't hold you. It was a lot. And he knows it was a lot because I was like, oh, it was funny because we were doing the takes. He was like, oh, okay, let's do this first take of this. And I do the line. He was like, all right, let's do it again. And I do the line. I'm like, okay, that second one was perfect. We're good. That's what I want to say. All right, we're good. Let's go. Let's go to the next line. He's like, no, let's do it again. And again. I'm like, okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right, we'll do it. And then he's like, all right, cool. Now you ready to really do it? I'm like, I thought we were just doing it. I thought that was it. He was like, oh, no, I wasn't recording at all. I was just making sure you were on top of it.
That's how the classes get made, though.
I'm like, okay, cool. So, see, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to, like I said, back to your place, one take, boom, the first line. It was just boom, boom, boom. I just make it quickly. And even when I told him that, he was like, yeah, no, impossible. I'm like, no, that's how I do my records. So he was like, oh, so I'm really, at this point, you know, like putting you through it. I was like, yeah, but it's cool, man. It's all good. I'm you know, ready to learn. It's all good.
Did you ever think in your life that you'd probably sign the OVO? Or did you ever want to sign the OVO?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. I'm a fan of Drake. So, yeah, I definitely wanted to. I remember having conversations with Snoop like, hey, you know who we should go to, man, who I should do some records with. Let me go over and go to Drake. He's like, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'll call him. All right, cool. And then I wait. And
there go Kendrick. Messed all that up.
Man, Kendrick, that's a whole other thing. Yeah, but
Wait,
I like them both.
Why
I'm
did you
fans of
ask
both.
that?
His name's October.
Oh.
Yeah, so I wanted to be that. You know, I was like, I'm October, birthday's 10/17. This would be perfect fit. But
Or Gucci.
Gucci is 10/7. Yeah,
10/17.
yeah, that's right. That's right. But Snoop is a great fit, man. I really love. I'm actually a happy artist. Like talk to so many artists that are just so unhappy and depressed, and it's like they have people over their shoulders all the time, and that's not what happens at Death Row. Snoop is like, hey, how you feeling this week? I'm feeling like a pop record. All right, cool. Call me when it's done. That's it. There's no stress about it. There's no, we shouldn't do that. Let's do it.
That's right.
Being someone who has done it all for so long, like for yourself, what was the transition like having to take the lead of like other people with your vision?
Tough.
Yeah.
Very. Because I've just been, like you said, I've been doing this for so long, learning, doing this engineering thing, doing the mixing, doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, I can get this done. Because I look at a lot of artists, it's like, oh, yeah, I really want Sade to drop another album. It's like, 8 years later. I don't it doesn't, in my head, because I just taught myself, in my head, I'm like, it doesn't take that much. So, and then I look at other artists too, and I'm like, well, you got all the resources. You have everybody's number in your phone. Why isn't your album getting done quicker? Like, why aren't you, maybe they're not in the zone, maybe they're getting pressured, I don't know. I just, like I said, I'm a happy artist, so I'm not pressured by anything. I'm financially stable, like, I'm good. So I can go in the studio right now and be like, okay, cool, all right, I'll work on the third album right now. Or I'll work on a country record, I'll work on a pop, whatever, because that's what helps me make great R&B is by switching genres, taking a break, because I don't want to be Marvin, so let me not get too heavy in that bag. Let me go over here to country real quick and write this real quick and just take a break and then go over here to something else.
How was tour with Maxwell and Jasmine Sullivan?
Amazing. Two great artists. Me and Maxwell are close, man. He's just a really great dude. Like, he's been making sure everybody's taken care of, and it's just been amazing. The crowd is just absolutely just. I'm in awe of. They sing word for word, even my stuff, and me opening up for them. Like, I did my first tour in January, which sold out, majority of the tour. And they were singing it then. I was like, I don't know if they're going to do it this time. They're doing it this time as well.
Have you been surprised by that? You said even my stuff, like you didn't think people would know your music?
Yeah, no, because in my head, I'm just still this dude in South Bend, Indiana that's trying to make it. I still feel like I'm going to the studio just trying to, oh man, I really hope they like it. I still have that.
So it's a slight imposter syndrome kind of.
Yeah, I'm like, man, there's no way. I don't think they're going to like this. Snoop's heard me say, I don't think they're going to like this 100 times over. I did not think they were going to like Rebirth of Marvin. I didn't think they were going to like Back to Your Place.
What?
I was like, no, there's no way. I was like, this ain't hot right now. And they love it. And I'm just like, okay. So that's why I like letting the people decide.
So real quick, you were kind of letting the trends of R&B guide you as opposed to what traditional R&B is. Because you make, to me, traditional R&B, but you thought because of the way people make R&B now, they don't want to hear this traditional.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking when I got
about them hoes.
Oh my God.
I mean,
you wanted to redo Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Tricks, R&B version.
Bitches ain't shit.
Oh my God.
Actually, I think Dog's gonna watch this.
Oh my God.
I think he's buying another house.
Dog will be on that now.
Yeah, now we're on that. Thank you, Charlamagne. I'm definitely gonna credit you on that. I'm gonna send you something.
But that's how it broke through. Like when I heard it, I was like, "Who is?" Honestly, I thought you were like an older guy, like somebody. I really was so surprised. I was like, "What is this song?" And then I just kept hearing it. So to hear that you didn't even think that we were gonna like it, I'm like, that is insane.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you didn't get in your own way.
No.
Definitely would like to add that I went to that show at Barclays. The mic was on, and that was really impressive too, because a lot of people vocally live don't hit like the actual record.
Yeah. No, the mics were on, man. Max's is on, Jasmine's on, mine is on. I make sure I let people know, like, I'm not an auto-tune artist. I had my phase when T-Pain came out. I was everything. I have a list of albums in my hard drive that are just,
you got everything.
That are just like so T-Pain, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, this is it. Boom, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get on like doing this. And at that time, we're like 10 times over, like, oh, okay, nope, that didn't work out. Oh, I got this meeting with, never mind, that didn't work out. So
this is really random, but speaking of like trying to like things not working out, you were on Empire.
I was on Empire, yeah.
And then you were, so you did, I read about it. You were doing really well. They were talking about making you a bigger character in Empire.
Yeah.
Then all the Jussie stuff.
The Jussie Smollett stuff happened.
You were pissed.
You look like a lion, though.
Oh, shit.
I know because you got the look. You definitely look like the baby that Lucius had that we didn't know about. When you walked in, I'm like, I know know he was pissed. That would have been so perfect for you.
Oh, man. Come on, man. No, I mean, yeah, I thought it was, that was my first time doing any type of acting. Snoop was like, yo, we're gonna add you to Empire. I'm like, nigga, I can't act. He was like, yeah, you can. I'm like, no, I can't, man. That's not my lane. I'm just, come on, man. And I went on, come on, man. And I went on there and did it. And the director was like, how long you been acting? I was like, today. He was like, I think we should sit down and talk. I'm like, okay. This is the thing. I still think I'm dreaming. So I'm like, there's no way, even being on here, The Breakfast Club, I've been watching y'all for a long time. Just like just as I was sitting in the background, I was just like, damn, this is really happening. So that's how I kind of felt on Empire. So then when Jesse messed it up for me, I was pissed. As soon as I
on the news, like, shit.
As soon as I turned on the news, I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do me like that, Skinny.
It's interesting, right? Because these are the type of stories, when you really, really take off, everybody's going to be like, damn, this guy came out of nowhere, but you've been with Snoop since 2016. That's crazy.
Yeah, just doing background stuff, like doing, when I first got with him, he was like, yo, I'm about to go on tour. I want you to come on tour with me. So me doing a small crowd, it didn't start off that way. It started off with 50,000 people. So now when I'm doing this with Jasmine and Max is like, you're really comfortable on stage. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, small crowds make me anxious. Really small crowds. If I'm in a crowd of like 100, I'm like, I can hear everybody's thoughts. Like, that nigga ain't hitting that note like that. Like, oh, he sound a little dry today. So doing that kind of just molded me to be a better performer. So doing that, and then now coming on this tour where it's, tens, 20,000 people, it just feels normal to me. And being with Snoop since 2016, I've just been doing that. Been touring with him several times overseas, everything. And just doing like the all the stuff with him and Martha Stewart. Like I did the song for the him and Martha Stewart show, the Cooking with and I did that record, and then all his albums from 2016 I've been on. I've been doing backgrounds, or I've been doing hooks. So I've just been chilling and really caking up.
Does October London trust his own talent? Not his ability to, I guess, sound like others, but do you trust your own talent?
Absolutely. I've been doing it for a while, so I know exactly what I can do. I have so much stuff in the hard drive that I can't wait to drop. Like, it makes me anxious. Even being on the bus this whole tour, I'm just listening to the records, and everybody gets together and we listen to all the records, and we're just like, yo, this is really just the starting point. Like, they have no idea what's to come.
Can we play a record?
wait.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, I was gonna say, I know that you're involved on the Doggy Land for kids.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what exactly do you do?
Yeah.
Putting you on.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So, Snoop's been looking out for a long time. Snoop came in the studio one night and was like, hey, what do you think about doing a kids record? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Whatever, I can do that. I made one kids record. He came back in the studio. All right, let me hear what you got. Played it. He was like, dope, can you do another one like that? I was like, yeah, of course. This time I called my son on FaceTime. My son's 7. And I was like, hey, I need you to add some vocals to this. He was like, okay, Dad. And this time we did a record called Brush Brush. So we ended up doing that, and Snoop came in. He was like, who is the kid? I was like, it's my son. It's your nephew. He was like, oh, snap. Like, okay, cool. I think we should do an album. All right, cool. Give me till tomorrow, because I'm quick.
Give me till tomorrow.
Tomorrow's crazy.
The whole album?
Yeah, when we came out in 2016, me and Snoop came out with Colorblind. I did 18 songs in 2 or 3 days. Wow. I got myself sick, and he was like, all right, you need to go back to the hotel. Like, because I was like, no, one shot. You get one shot. And that was my one shot. I'm knocking out 18. So I knock them out really quick. So he was like, okay, cool. So I knocked out the album, and then he called Claude Brooks, and he was like, yo, I got an idea for a show. Let's call it Doggy Land. And now I'm the co-creator of Doggy Land.
Dope.
I am the voice of Woofy, and I do the music.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, you don't see this type of artist development no more. You don't see people just like working with an artist every step of the way,
And then most artists want it right away. Remember, he been signed since 2016. Most artists would have left in 2017. Was like, I ain't popping yet. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You seen the vision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I saw the vision, but Snoop will tell you I gave him a hard time too.
You did?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, I get you.
What artist did you see
have to.
pop and was like, yo, that should have been me? Bryson Tiller.
I wouldn't say Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller came out of nowhere to me. I was like, oh, this is dope. I'm actually a fan of Bryson Tiller. I don't know what artist came. I know one artist that made me actually kind of pissed me off, to be honest.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you the story why. So it's 2004. Who was popping? Who just came out with "Just Gotta Make It"?
Just Gotta Make It.
Trey
Songz.
Songz.
Yep.
All day. He got the braids. I got the braids. He light skinned. I'm light skinned. And my boy Travis looked at me and was like, "Damn, you gonna let this nigga eat you up like that?" And he just walked away. And ever since then, I've just paused. Definitely a pause moment. Sorry.
He should have paused the back door before with the key, but go ahead, keep going.
Yeah,
I didn't give it that one.
He missed it.
If he ain't paused
He
that,
missed it. He missed it.
But go ahead.
He missed it. So at that point, I was like, okay, cool. It made me competitive. So I'm super, super competitive. Like, I've been on, I'm not going to say the artist, but I've been on different shows where, you know, several artists on this show, and they'll do certain things, and I'll go in the back room, and I'll put on Michael Jordan's Last Dance. And I'll sit there for about a good 30, 40 minutes, watch that, and I'll go out there.
And compete.
Yep. Everything's a competition. Snoop will consistently, like, it's not a competition, man. You don't have to be like, you know, you don't have to be so hard on yourself. I'm like, nah, no. You see that high note he did? No, I can't let him live.
Damn. I love that, though.
How exhausting was it working with Tyrese?
You know, Tyrese is a great friend of mine. He's a great dude.
He's a great guy.
He's great dude. It's not exhausting at all. He's passionate. He's just a passionate person. He literally wears his heart on his sleeve, and you got to give it to him.
Sure, but how exhausting was it working with him in the studio? We all know him. Like I just want to know, like bedroom bully. How long did it take y'all to make that record? That didn't take a day. Not with him.
I don't know how long it took him. You know how long it took me. Okay. So he sent the record to me and was like, I got this record. He called me and said, I got this record. I think you'd be great on it. It's very Secret Garden. I was like, okay, bet. Just send it. I was in the lab already, sent the beat, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And he had a little bit of his vocals on it, and I was like, okay, cool. So then really I wanted him to do his vocals first, because the competitive part. And then I was like, no, don't worry about it. You know, it's Tyrese. I ain't tripping. You know, we brothers. I went ahead and put my part on there. Then he put his part on there, and that was it. But it took me, 30 minutes, knocked that out. I don't know how long it took him to get his knocked out, but for me, it was nothing. But Bedroom Bully and that's on the album too. It's on his and mine.
Mm-hmm. When you do a song like that, do you feel pressure to always deliver to a woman sexually?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love cars and women. Period.
Did you guys make this record before or after you almost burned his house down? That's just what I heard.
This was after.
This was after.
Who else?
Yeah.
He almost
Tyrese's.
burned down Tyrese's house.
The person that almost burned his house down is sitting right behind me.
No.
Oh yeah.
What? Just with the house in L.A.?
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay.
Tyrese's Atlanta house.
What happened?
Burning hookah.
That's a shame that you knew what it was.
That's the only way you burn a house down nowadays. Is hookah. The hookah code drop.
burn a house
in
down with
Atlanta, right?
Because we were listening to some music and we're all drinking except for Tyrese because Tyrese don't drink. And my boy Jamie was listening to the music. He got hyped up and he was just like, "Whoa, this the record is gonna be crazy." And he got up and he knocked it over and nobody noticed at first. And I turned, I looked, and I was like, I saw security moving really fast. One of the security guys moving really fast. He started patting on the floor. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Stanky leg or something? I don't know what the hell he's doing. So, and I was just like, okay, cool. All right, I guess he's feeling the record. And I look, I was like, oh, the rug's on fire. His Voltron rug's on fire. I was like, oh, nice. So he's trying to put that out, grabbing the coals off the thing and all that. And Jamie felt bad, and Tyrese gives him shit every time.
What flavor was the hookah?
Damn it.
I don't even know.
I'm just trying to see, was it worth it?
I don't know. It might have been like mango, berry, cream or something.
Not
Ain't
even
no
no mint. Y'all almost burnt that house down with mango berry. That's
I
crazy.
know, right?
That's crazy.
That is not a good way to go out. So, every time Tyrese sees Jamie, he's like, he can't come in my house. He can't come in my house unless he owes me a carpet, but he lets him in anyway, so it's good.
Now the song Time, did you have wedding song in mind when you wrote that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So Time actually is, we are in 2024, so that was done in 2008, so what are we, it's 15, 16 years in the game? it's been sitting in my hard drive for 15, 16 years.
Wow.
So that's an old song. Old song that me and my one of my best friends, Mike Letter, out of Miami, we did that record. And I played it for Dog. I think I played it maybe 4 or 5, 6 times, and he remembers and then doesn't remember. But he remembered it this time. He was like, "Yo, we should put this on the album." And I loved it because I've been waiting to put that album out because it's just a beautiful ballad. It really
So you didn't do
is.
nothing to it. You just that's how it was recorded.
Remixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remixed and we added some organ to it. Superfly came in and added like little things to, little splashes. But other than that, same record.
When you wrote that in 08, what was your mindset? Was there somebody you wanted to marry or somebody you wanted to spend the rest of your life with?
Nah, I was a sap, man, back in 08. So I was doing everything I possibly could to, I was doing the most.
Yeah.
I was
sad?
yeah.
But ain't nothing wrong with it.
I was a sucker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What's wrong with that?
nothing wrong with it, but
You would tell a woman stuff like that. I want to spend the rest of my life with
Oh
you.
my God.
Yeah.
I had poems and shit.
Oh, poem.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, but
Charlamagne had poems too.
he did.
You was texting the poems, or you would like mail them? I feel like you would mail them.
I was
I'm just asking.
Depending on how old you are, that's the era we come from. We come from that,
He's a couple
will you
years
go
older
with
than
me? Yes, no, maybe era.
I just want to know because
A
why?
Leah
It's
four-page
nothing
letter.
wrong with. We always be
No.
online like we missed that, like the begging,
Yeah.
we love you. You was doing it, and you got scared
I
out.
was
Who
writing a
tricked you
lot
out
of
just by?
poems back then. For some reason, I can't write a single poem now.
Who tricked you out just by? What happened?
No.
Something happened.
Look,
You
man,
don't
I
just-
got my heart broke. So
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
you don't
kind of,
just stop
and then
writing poems.
got my heart broken again. So
I'm
I was,
so
I was-
sorry. I didn't mean to laugh.
No,
I'm
it's
so
all, no,
sorry.
it's all right. No,
She
you
said go
just laugh at my pain. It's
No,
all
no,
good.
no, no,
She ain't got
no.
nobody,
I
so
just,
she
I
laughing
just
with
hate
you.
to hear that because that,
She's
and then we be.
projecting.
Yeah, she's
from-
projecting.
She's
She's
No.
laughing with
been
you.
hurt. She's been hurt. So she'd
Okay.
like to see men that have been hurt.
Yeah,
Well, I do not.
That's all it is.
now she's in the white men though. She likes white men.
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Travis Kelce,
Travis. Oh.
Caleb Plant.
But you're light skinned, so she's willing to meet in the middle.
Oh, nice. That's dope.
But she went to Delaware
You're
State,
lying.
HBCU.
All right. What else y'all got more questions for
Well,
him?
the sappiness makes for great music.
Absolutely.
So,
That's
I
right.
agree.
That's right.
Dang,
And
that's
I mean,
all I was
even-
trying to say.
Yeah, even the record Eternity that got on the Color Purple soundtrack, that was a 15, 16-year-old record. I did Eternity right after, me and Mike did Eternity right after Time.
But-
So,
Third Shift was a freshly done record. I saw you just preview that.
yeah.
Was that the bridge or the hook that you was playing? Who was in there conducting this
What, for the whole record?
for Third Shift? Yeah.
I went to Jeff Giddy, and Jeff was like, yo, you want to record it here? I was like, no, I'm going home. And I flew back home to South Bend. I recorded there. And then sent it to Dog, and Dog was like, yo, this is something fresh. This is something new. And then went back to Jeff Giddy and got another track, which is Kill Shot. So Kill Shot and Third Shift was produced by Jeff Giddy.
So you still live in South Bend?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I'm not. Nah. If I leave, it's not going to be anywhere. I'm not going to L.A. I'm not going to New York. Miami's my weak spot. That's my weak spot.
Is it good? Because you probably get grounded when you go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I get to be around family, friends, like people on tour with me, like they're my day ones. Like I feel like I might lose myself if I go and move somewhere where I have to be seen all the time and red carpet all the time. And I just feel like I'm gonna lose myself. So I go back home. I can come to New York, come kick it for the weekend, come see y'all, and then I'm back home. I'm right back home because my son is there. He goes to a great school there. And I just, I like being with my son. I like chilling, being at home.
There you go.
And if I need anything or something goes wrong, I'm right there where I need to be. So,
2 final questions. How did your mom feel about Mama?
She loved it. She loves it because we played it in the studio for a bunch of people not too long ago. I think that was maybe last month or something like that, or maybe soon. I don't know. Time is flying by. But we played it, and she gets teary-eyed every time. And one of the people that were in the studio, she's like, "Oh my God, like I love Mama so much." And it's just, does your mom know that you made this record? And I was like, she's sitting right behind you, and she's, oh, God, So yeah, the Mama, I really cannot wait to put that record out. I cannot wait because I love the record a lot, and I actually did that when Snoop's mom passed.
Wow.
So
Snoop's mom passed was the inspiration for you to write that? Ooh.
Exactly. So when Snoop, the day after Snoop's mom passed, he was in the studio, and I was just like, I got my boy. I got him. And I went in there and I just did it. And then I was like, yo, I want you to hear something. And I played it for him, and he just,
broke down
But
crying.
it made you appreciate your mom still being
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely. So, I just think it's a great record. I can't wait to drop it.
And that's one of the reasons you probably don't want to leave South Bend ever.
I don't. I just feel comfortable there. People, like, everybody knows me. I know them. Nobody really messes with me there. Nobody's messed up any of my cars yet, so that's great. So I'm pretty good. I'm happy there, as of right now. And it's really cheap to live.
That's the cost of living is important.
Cost of living is very important.
Yeah.
So, you go do all this and then you just go back home and chill. Come on,
But what you want to hear off the album? What you want to hear? Let's play something.
Well, she brought up Third Shift.
Third Shift.
So might as well play Third Shift.
All right. Well,
good.
October Nights comes out this Friday, and we appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And let's get into it. It's October London. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.